So now we have some more mess to get into. And so let's get into this. So now apparently now we gotta deal with police raids. It's like I feel like we're back in the 50s, even though that was before my time. So yeah, now we got police raiding drag bars. So shout out to Amanda Lepore and all of them out there. So yeah, so now police raided Pittsburgh LGBTQ plus venue P Town Bar on Friday in the middle of a drag event. Drag artist Indica was performing alongside trans model and nightlife legend Amanda Lepore when police began to gather in the back of the establishment, Qberg reported. When Indica finished her rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody, police directed patrons to exit the bar but did not explain why, beyond saying it was a compliance check. Child, you couldn't have did all that before? Saying we waited 30 minutes outside for them to inspect every crevice, Indica told Qberg, but the patrons and performers refused to let cops squash their spirit and instead created their own public performance space. Well, you already know the gays are going to do that. So, okay, well, you're going to have us out here waiting while y'all be messy or whatever. We're going to take to the streets and we're going to still give y'all a drag show. So now video captured the wait shows the crowd belting Chapel Roan's Pink Pony Club while Indica dances up and down the sidewalk. Can you imagine somebody pull out their phone and actually put the song on, and then you got a drag queens out here performing to a track off an iPhone? It's like, look, the one thing about us, you can try to shake us down, you could deny money going into our pride parades, which I did talk about that the Trump administration is talking about doing. Probably gonna pocket the money or put it towards this stupid little birthday situation where he wants the military to be parading down the street like this is freaking Nazi Germany or North Korea, because I think that's what he's thinking in his damn brain. I could definitely see like we're always going to find a way to be resilient, and we're always going to find a creative way to turn out a performance. So the video captured during the wait shows the crowd belting, as I said, like Pink Pony Club, while Indica dances up and down the sidewalk collecting tips, saying, "Guess what, diva?" She said when the performance ended. "This is why queer people have got to stick the fuck together in 2025. Make some noise for the queer people in your life, everybody." The crowd cheered. Qberg described the moment as one of resistance, solidarity, and improvisational beauty, and one that reminded everyone that drag isn't just entertainment, it's political. And when the music stops, the queens don't. And that's what I be saying too. It's like, yeah, people think that doing drag is all about just putting on a cute little outfit and doing a dip in a nightclub and collecting tips and lip syncing to a track. No, there's so much more that goes into drag. I remember when I was coming up in the club scene, long before Drag Race was on TV, that there were a lot of drag queens who were doing like spoken word, who would do like political statements, who were doing performance art. There's so many different aspects of drag that I feel like should be highlighted and showcased. And unfortunately, it doesn't. So a lot of people tend to think that what you see on Drag Race is the epitome of all things drag. And it's like, no, that's a reality competition show where it happens to feature girls who perform in clubs or on these days online and on Twitter and TikTok. I mean, not Twitter, on TikTok and Instagram and things of that nature. Some still in the clubs, but for the most part, the foundation has always been in the clubs. And the foundation has been a plethora of different things, including, like, yes, in this time in which we're in, I feel like art is about to get a little bit more political. And when you try to come for the planets, oh, you know that you're messing with the wrong ones. So police proceeded to allow 70 people to re-enter the bar, saying that it had been over capacity with 130 people who were in attendance. The raid was a jarring experience in 2025, the one witness said. Dozens of state police geared up with bulletproof vests, really. So you think a bunch of gays is up in there ready to pow y'all? Like, come on now. Y'all be doing the most. Flooded. So they said that, yeah, that dozens of police, they flooded the bar and told us to get out. None of the officers would explain what was happening. We stood in the rain for maybe 30 minutes or so until most patrons were let back in. Fortunately, the situation was calm and orderly, but they really just overtook this queer space with an entire fleet of police to count heads or whatever their excuse was. They came in there to intimidate. That's what they were doing. It's like literally I feel like this administration is trying to take us back to a time when they discriminated. And what's going to be next when y'all do the gay clubs? Y'all going into black establishments? You already saw, like, what was it, in Colorado? There was a raid on a nightclub where I think it was a lot of Latin people in there. They were trying to say that a lot of them were migrants, like illegal immigrants. So Corey Dunbar, a security guard for P-Town Bar, praised the way the staff handled the incident, saying they ensured patrons' safety and nerves during the process since many people were shaken up. State police told Kuberg the raid was instigated by the Allegheny County Nuisance Bar Task Force. It's not known who made the initial complaint that led the cops there. Witnesses say that officers would not look the queen. Of course they wouldn't. They probably think they were going to get that being a homosexual is contagious. So witnesses said officers would not look queens in the eye and would not answer their questions about why things like this never happen at straight bars. Indica also said that some officers even really? They said that some of the officers even asked to take selfies with Amanda Lepore. So y'all want a picture with her. So the question remains is, did y'all know Amanda? Or is it because how Amanda looked, y'all want to take a picture so y'all can go back to the precinct and basically mock her? Because we already know that Amanda is an icon in our community. But I'm sure, like, in so many ways, because Amanda was the muse of David LaChapelle, and she's done a lot of fashion and things of that nature, and she is a staple within the New York City nightlife scene, that maybe they were familiar with Amanda. But I wish a motherfucker would sit up here and tell me and ask me for a damn selfie after all that mess. I understand y'all doing y'all job and stuff, and we shouldn't necessarily, go in on y'all because they have bosses they have to answer to. But that would have pissed me off. But I do applaud the fact that, in this day and age, that people were not flying off the handle, being physical, throwing bricks. Like, it's not back in the day of how it used to was. But if it gets to that point, which I feel like that the way this government is treating a lot of marginalized communities, there's gonna be some people that's sick and tired of these little raids. Like, I'm like, of course, like I said, this is before my time. I never got to experience those times of being in a bar and you're constantly like being raided by the police, and then it gets to that tipping point where you just sick and tired of y'all starting y'all mess and arresting people and stuff for being gay. But I do feel like it's going to get to that place where they're trying to roll back all our rights and make it illegal for any of us, unless you're white, male, and rich, to exist. So I said all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? I'm actually gagged that stuff like this is going on, but I wonder if if this is the one that's made the news, but it hasn't been happening in other places in regards to other gay bars. If it has, I definitely want to hear from you all. So let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.